Imagine this: you're sitting in your living room, and instead of writing a check to your landlord every month, someone else is writing you a check for the privilege of living there. That's the magic of real estate investing, and it's how ordinary people build extraordinary wealth. But here's the thing: real estate has this reputation for being complicated, expensive, and only for people with trust funds. I'm here to tell you that's just not true. In fact, I've got a friend who started with a $500 credit score and now owns 3 rental properties. Let me show you how. The first strategy one want to talk about is something called house hacking. It's the real estate equivalent of getting paid to live somewhere. Here's how it works: you buy a multi-unit property, let's say a duplex, you live in one unit, and you rent out the other. The rent from your tenant covers most or all of your mortgage payment. Let me run some real numbers for you. Say you find a duplex listed at $300,000. You put down 5%, that's $15,000, and get an FHA loan, which allows you to do this with just 3.5% down if you live there. Your monthly mortgage payment, including taxes and insurance, comes to about $1,800. Now, if you rent out the other unit for $1,400 per month, you're only paying $400 out of pocket for your housing. That's cheaper than most one-bedroom apartments in major cities. But wait, it gets better. The tenant is paying down your mortgage for you, your property is appreciating in value, and you're building equity. Plus, you get some pretty sweet tax benefits. It's like getting paid 4 different ways to do the same thing. Now, what if you want to invest in real estate but don't want to deal with toilets, tenants, or termites? That's where REITs come in. Real estate investment trusts are like mutual funds for real estate. You buy shares, and you own a piece of a portfolio of properties, shopping centers, office buildings, apartments, you name it. The best part? You can start with as little as $100. No down payment, no mortgage, no maintenance calls at 2 a.m. Plus, REITs are required by law to pay out at least 90% of their taxable income as dividends. That means you could be earning 4 to 8% annually just in dividends, plus potential appreciation. Let's talk about rental property math for a minute, because this is where most beginners mess up. The golden rule is the 1% rule: your monthly rent should be at least 1% of the property's purchase price. So if you're looking at a $200,000 house, you want to see at least $2,000 in monthly rent. But here's what most people don't tell you: that's just the starting point. You need to dig deeper. Property taxes, insurance, maintenance, plan on 1% of the property value per year. Vacancies, assume your property will be empty 5 to 10% of the year, and property management if you don't want to deal with tenants yourself. Let me show you a real example. You buy a $250,000 property and rent it for $2,500 per month. Your mortgage is $1,200, taxes are $300, insurance is $100, maintenance is $200, property management is $250, and you budget $250 for vacancies. That leaves you with $300 in monthly cash flow. Not bad, right? But what if the property only rents for $2,200? Now you're losing $200 per month. That's why the math matters. Here's something most people don't tell you about down payments: you don't always need 20%. Yes, putting 20% down means no private mortgage insurance and better cash flow, but there are other options. FHA loans require 3.5% down. VA loans, for veterans, require 0 down. Some conventional loans go as low as 3% down. Let's compare. On a $300,000 property, 20% down is $60,000. 3.5% down is just $10,500. That means you could buy 6 properties with 20% down, or use creative strategies to potentially control 6 properties with that same $60,000. One of my favorite strategies is the BRRR method: buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat. You find a distressed property, buy it below market value, fix it up, rent it out, then refinance to pull your original investment back out. The property appreciates during the rehab, and you get a new appraisal based on the improved value. Suddenly, your $60,000 can control way more than one property. Here's a real BRRR example. You find a property worth $250,000 that needs $30,000 in work. You buy it for $180,000, that's 28% below market. These deals exist if you know where to look. You put in $15,000 of your own money and finance the rest. After rehab, The property appraises for $270,000. You refinance, roll your $15,000 back out, plus the $15,000 in repairs, and now you own a cash-flowing property with none of your original money in it. Now, let's talk about something controversial: using your retirement accounts for real estate. Most people think IRAs are just for stocks and bonds, but you can actually use a self-directed IRA to invest in real estate. The gains grow tax-deferred or tax-free if it's a Roth, and you're building wealth in a tax-advantaged way. The catch? You can't live in the property, and all the income and expenses have to flow through the IRA. But if you're thinking long-term, this can be a powerful strategy. Here's what drives me crazy about real estate investing: people think you need to be rich to start. You don't. You need education, creativity, and persistence. Start with house hacking. Use the cash flow to save for your next deal. Partner with someone who has money but not time. Look for off-market deals. There are 100 ways to break into real estate without being a millionaire. Let me leave you with this: real estate isn't about getting rich quick. It's about getting rich for sure. It's a wealth-building machine that works while you sleep, while you're on vacation, while you're doing anything else. The earlier you start, the more time compound interest has to work its magic. If you're serious about getting started, here's your homework: calculate your net worth, check your credit score, and start saving for a down payment, even if it's just $50 a week. Then start educating yourself. Read books, listen to podcasts, join local real estate investing groups. The knowledge compounds just like your money will. And if you found this video helpful, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe for more content like this, and drop a comment below with your biggest takeaway or your questions about real estate investing. I read every single comment, and I'm here to help you on your journey to financial freedom. Remember, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is now. Your future self will thank you for starting today.